A disability is a broad term that refers to a physical, cognitive, sensory, or emotional impairment that may limit a person's ability to perform certain activities or participate fully in society. Disabilities can be temporary or permanent, and they vary widely in severity and impact on an individual's life. There are several categories of disabilities, including physical disabilities. These involve limitations in mobility or physical functioning. Examples include paralysis, limb amputation, or conditions that affect muscle control, such as cerebral palsy. Cognitive disabilities. These affect a person's ability to think, reason, and process information. Conditions like intellectual disabilities and learning disorders fall into this category. Sensory disabilities. Sensory impairments can affect one's ability to perceive and interact with the environment. This includes blindness or visual impairments, deafness or hearing impairments, and other sensory disorders. Psychiatric or mental health disabilities. Conditions like depression, anxiety disorders, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder fall into this category. These disabilities can impact a person's emotional and psychological well-being. Developmental disabilities. These typically manifest in childhood and can affect a person's physical, intellectual, and social development. Autism spectrum disorders and Down syndrome are examples of developmental disabilities. Chronic health conditions. Conditions like diabetes, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis are considered disabilities when they significantly affect an individual's daily life. Invisible disabilities. Some disabilities are not immediately apparent to others. These can include chronic pain conditions, certain mental health disorders, and autoimmune diseases. It's important to note that disabilities are not inherently negative, and individuals with disabilities can lead fulfilling lives with appropriate support and accommodations. Many countries have legal frameworks in place to protect the rights of people with disabilities and ensure they have equal access to education, employment, public services, and other opportunities. Providing accommodations, promoting inclusivity, and raising awareness about disabilities are essential steps toward creating a more equitable society for all individuals, regardless of their abilities. Types of disabilities. Disabilities can be categorized in various ways, including physical disabilities. These involve impairments in mobility or physical function, such as paralysis, limb loss, or chronic pain. Cognitive disabilities. These affect cognitive functions, including memory, problem-solving, and learning. Conditions like autism and intellectual disabilities fall into this category. Sensory disabilities. These impact the senses, such as vision, blindness, hearing, deafness, or touch, loss of sensation. Emotional disabilities. Conditions like depression, anxiety, or bipolar disorder can be considered emotional disabilities when they significantly impact a person's daily life. Developmental disabilities. Conditions that affect a person's physical or mental development, often present from birth, such as Down syndrome or cerebral palsy. Accessibility. Ensuring accessibility is crucial for people with disabilities to participate fully in society. This includes physical accessibility, example, ramps and elevators for wheelchair users, digital accessibility, websites and software designed for screen readers, and communication accessibility, sign language interpreters or alternative communication methods. Inclusion and rights. People with disabilities have the same rights as everyone else, and many countries have laws and regulations in place to protect these rights. This includes laws like the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, in the United States and the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, CRPD. Assistive technology. Assistive technology devices and services can help individuals with disabilities overcome barriers. These technologies include screen readers, hearing aids, mobility aids, example, wheelchairs, and communication devices. Stigma and discrimination. People with disabilities often face social stigma and discrimination. This can lead to exclusion from education, employment, and social activities. Raising awareness and promoting inclusivity are important steps toward combating these issues. Person-first language. It's considered respectful to use person-first language when discussing disabilities. For example, instead of saying, disabled person, it is more respectful to say, person with a disability. Intersectionality. Disabilities intersect with other aspects of identity, such as race, gender, and socioeconomic status. This intersectionality can result in unique challenges and experiences for individuals with disabilities. It's important to approach discussions about disability with empathy, respect, and a commitment to inclusivity to create a more accessible and equitable society for all individuals, regardless of their abilities.